Yeah, I'm not one to crash out. I like to consider myself like a very sort of like consistent and stable person, and I really respect my own boundaries, and I always can trust my gut when like I should do something, when I shouldn't do something. And it became clear like after I want to say like a week that I was spending more time away from my family than I was comfortable with. And I think 4 months postpartum, I thought I was in the clear from any sort of postpartum mental health issues, and that was certainly not the case.
First of all, congratulations.
Thank
Let's get
you.
into it. Okay, so take me back to being cast. You said this happened like you had like 2 months before you started, right?
Yeah, I found out over the summer, and then like they were still working out the dates, but I knew it was going to be in October. So I think I found out in July.
Okay, and you just said that you had been asked to audition before.
Yeah, like a couple of years ago, my agent was like, "Would you ever do The Masked Singer?" And I was like, "Yeah, of course." And she was like, "Send me a video of you singing." And I don't know if it was like an audition, but they had sent my tape in, and I think at the time I wasn't the right fit for the show, and I had totally forgotten about it. And then I guess like years later, this summer, my agent calls me and he's like, "You're going to be on this season of The Masked Singer," and I'm like, "What are you talking about?" And yeah, it all happened very quickly.
Okay, and did you have, obviously you had a newborn. Did you have any hesitation at the moment, or was it an immediate yes?
No, I mean, I said yes to Fox immediately, but I really weighed the decision very heavily at home. Up until the week before I left, I was thinking of backing out, only because I was worried about the load of being a new mom, having a newborn, exclusively breastfeeding, moving across the country, and then doing this like big thing. Like, I know I joke all the time that I'm a pop star, but I'm not. I've never sung live. I've never worn in-ear monitors before. Like this was a completely new experience for me, and I was really worried. I was very stressed leading up to it. And then I remember sitting on my couch with Ben and we like talked it through and we decided that I was going to do it. And I was like, if I'm doing it, I am doing it. We are, taking this opportunity all the way. And I really wanted to win, honestly. Or like
Well, you
go
were on your
really
way. When you mentioned like being a breastfeeder and being in that costume, I had never even thought about the heat and the sweating that that would be. I can't even imagine, especially in like the full-blown mascot costume.
Well, nobody warns you about breastfeeding in general. That you get warnings about different things that are challenging. Nobody warns you about the issue with temperature regulation. It's a devastating combination. And so, yeah, that was something I also didn't think about before agreeing to do it, that I was going to be in this mask. And I can't lie, I really thought I wasn't going to have to like get in the mask. I thought there's surely no way all these celebrities are getting into the mask. It's probably a stunt double. No, not only are you fully getting in the mask, you are also singing live. I thought for sure, even if I got in the mask, the microphone wouldn't be on. No, no, the whole thing is real. It's insane.
That is crazy because I would have thought like, okay, maybe they tape like the vocals before or something like that
No.
because it's a lot and it's not an even playing field because some people aren't in like the Queen Corgi costume.
No, but also so many people are professional singers. So they have tons of experience, like I didn't even know when you sing live, they put these things in your ears and there's the music playing, but there's also like a guy talking and there's like a metronome. Do like all of this was brand new for me. It was, first of all, the most fun I've ever had in my whole life. But there were people there who've done this a million times or have it sung live at least once before. And I feel like I came in a little bit at a disadvantage because I had to learn it all on day one.
And I will say, like watching you, even from the first performance to the second performance, I saw improvement. You know what I mean? Like you were getting into your rhythm. God only
Yes.
knows you would have taken off.
Because, with the second performance, I wasn't really afraid of the mask anymore. It's like, it's not claustrophobic, but it's such a new feeling to be. I've never been a mascot before, So it was a very new feeling. And so you're balancing singing live, trying to remember there's not really choreography, but you're supposed to, they do blocking days where you're supposed to be at the chorus on this part of the stage, the verse at this part of the stage. So there's key elements to remember, all while trying to slay, right?
Oh, there's choreography. I saw you kick that ninja. That
Yeah,
was
I
like,
I kicked. Yeah.
so what would you say that was the biggest challenge physically is being in the costume?
I would say the breath work, especially because I like to choose big songs. I'm not like a light singer, like la di da. No, I'm like big. I think I'm Barbara Streisand. So I choose these big songs that require lots of breath work. There's limited air in the mask. If I could do it over again, I might have chosen like more simple songs. But again, I actually did not think I was really singing. I'm gonna be dead serious. I thought there's no way.
So had you gone on to a third week, what would your song choice have been?
So, everything at the Masked Singer, like everybody who works there, they're working in real time, changing this. So I didn't have my third song chosen yet. I had a couple of requests. I really wanted to sing Valerie by Amy Winehouse. That is my go-to karaoke song. Like if you ask people who've seen me do karaoke live, they know it's my go-to, and I sing it so good. Somebody had sang it before, so I wasn't allowed. Sometimes the songs I was singing, they like legally, I'm not sure what the background, like clearance wise, like they can't get them cleared to be published on TV. So I really wanted to sing You and I by Lady Gaga, and that was very much it was still up for grabs. I wasn't sure if they were going to approve it, but that was what I was going for next.
Okay, now back to your costume. Did you have any involvement in like the design, picking? Did they give you options?
So how it works is so interesting. You do like a bunch of calls with the creative team, where they all learn about you. They ask you a million questions about your life, your growing up, childhood, to make the clue packages and then your costume have a couple of like little Easter eggs. It's really very thorough how they do it. It's really impressive. So when I had like the third or fourth call where they showed me the first sketch of the costume, I remember them asking me like, "Do you have any notes?" I'm like, "No, it's literally perfect. Like these people know what they're doing, complete professionals." I was just like, "Yeah, sure. Like it's amazing." When I saw it, I immediately understood the references of like King Charles, Queen Corgi, the royal family. Like I understood it, the references. It was
Mhm.
brilliant.
What was the one Easter egg that no one on obviously the toasters were going nuts like from the beginning.
They
What
got
was
it.
the one Easter egg that nobody caught?
That's a great question. I think there were some pins on my jacket that had little symbols of, I think there was like a piece of bread. Nobody was looking at the pins on my jacket, but they were filled with Easter eggs.
Now you guys talk about a lot of reality shows and competition shows on the toast. If you were to do another show, now we've broken the seal, what's the next one?
It's a great question. I was asked to be on Special Forces, and I just need to tell those people never to ask me again. I will never do that show. Okay. When they asked me, I was pregnant, so I couldn't even say yes, and I was never going to say yes. Okay. So don't ask. But I feel like what this experience has taught me is that I am a good liar because when I went to LA to film, I didn't want my listeners. It's very hard for me to like do anything in secret. I do a show every single day. It's a video show. So they know if I'm in my studio, they know when I go visit my sisters. Like, so my location is kind of always public consumption. So I made up this like whole fakakta lie that I was like taking a trip to LA because my husband needed to do something and then my apartment flooded and everyone believed me. I was being such a good liar. I would be an amazing trader.
I like that you had said that you were like, people believed that I would move to LA for Ben. Like that was so shocking to me.
Right. The whole guise of our trip to LA was like my husband wanted to explore the West Coast. He hosts a podcast, Good Guys, with Josh Peck, who lives in LA. So they record remotely a lot. It's always great when they can get together and record. So that's why we were going to LA, please.
So what was like the actual moment when you realized like, okay, this isn't gonna work. We gotta pivot here.
Yeah, I'm not one to crash out. I like to consider myself like a very sort of like consistent and stable person, and I really respect my own boundaries, and I always can trust my gut when like I should do something, when I shouldn't do something. And it became clear like after I want to say like a week that I was spending more time away from my family than I was comfortable with. And I think 4 months postpartum, I thought I was in the clear from any sort of postpartum mental health issues, and that was certainly not the case. I think I was a little cavalier about it too. And in addition to all the other new things in my life, like I was moving to LA and just it was really hard. And I felt like I felt so good about my performances. Like I had the time of my life, like actually the most fun. This is my dream. I've literally always wanted to be a pop star. So I think I felt very fulfilled and accomplished just with those performances that I felt like, you know what? I think I can step away. I wasn't sure if that was an option. And if it wasn't, I would have continued because I made a commitment. And that's like important to me to always show up when you commit to something. And I was floored by how supportive everyone at Fox was. Like, the executives, the showrunners, how can we help? What can we do? Let's get you comfortable. You hear things about Hollywood, yada, yada. And I was just expecting everyone to be like, too bad, just figure it out. And the way I was so supportive, and that's why I feel like it's so important, like that you have women in powerful positions because everyone around me, I mean, my agent was pregnant at the time, one of the executives was pregnant. Everyone was a woman. Everyone understood it. They did not even bat an eyelash. They were like, sure, what can we do? It was so wonderful that I really did not expect that. I was expecting just to be like, sorry, this is show business. You know, the show must go on.
Right, right. That's great to hear. Okay, so singing on TV was the dream. That's been accomplished. What's the new dream?
Ugh, such a good question. I don't know. You know, people ask me that all the time. And I think there was a time where I would have said, like, you know, I would never do something like The Masked Singer, and then I did it. So I don't like to limit myself. Any opportunity that comes my way, I'll think about it.